Greetings, YouTube. Today we're going to talk about boots, specifically Chippewa boots. And there's not much room on my desk for these. These things are big. These are my old boots, which I've had for 5 years, as you can probably tell from looking at them. And they're now my current shop boots. I don't wear these to work anymore. So partly because the insoles, which are custom-made orthotics, are kind of old and worn out, and partly because I've pretty much almost completely worn away the tread on the bottom. You notice that there is a difference between this model and this model. There is a difference both in stylistically and in the actual way they behave or operate. Now, this is a very similar style that I've been wearing for close to 25 years. Just a 8-inch logger, nothing big, waterproof, insulated, pretty standard off-the-shelf Chippewas. These are American made, and both of these are American made, in case anybody's asking. They do make the new ones, both in American and in Chinese made. I got the American one because the price difference wasn't that much, and I'd always enjoyed the American made models in the past. So that's why I went with it. So we've I'm going to put you down. I'm going to pick this one up. Now, there is a difference. You'll notice right at the back, these are taller. They have a large padded collar up here, more padding in the back. And there is no loop, which I find to be a massive mistake. This is a baffling design choice. Why wouldn't you put a loop on a boot this big? It makes getting the boot on so much easier. So now you have to really make sure it's completely loose in the front, and you have to kind of zoom your foot in while this is sitting on the floor, and you have to hope you got it right, because if you don't have it loose enough, it's not going to go in, because you can't pull up on it. It's frustrating. It is a not good thing. The way this particular model of the Chippewa boot has the hooks and the eyelets is also different. And I didn't take any measurements or anything, but I can tell you right now is that I can't use this bottom set of hooks. Because if I do, it puts pressure on my ankle to the point where I actually wore a hole through the skin on my right ankle. So I skipped this at my wife's. My wife saw this, had this problem. She said, well, just skip this thing. It'll probably solve the problem. My wife has experience with boots. She's an experienced hiker and used to work for a sporting goods company. And has taken wilderness first aid and things like that. So I skipped this one now, so I just go to this one, then I do a cross thing. I don't actually ever use the top loops. I never have used the tops, ever, never needed them. It's just too tedious to go through those little holes every single time I put my boots on every day. So I don't know why that break is the problem. Maybe as I wear them more, because they are becoming more limber as I wear them. I've been wearing them for almost 2 months now. And I had broken them in for 3 weeks prior to going to work. So I didn't just start them out cold. I broke them in for 3 weeks before I brought them to work. And again, steel-toed, waterproof, insulated. So they're similar to that, though there are some stylistic differences. I didn't specifically go for that particular model because I like to try boots on and see how they feel. And I thought these felt okay. Now, one of the problems I discovered after this thing is that the liner on this boot is loose right here. Right where, you can't see my finger, of course, but right where my finger is my finger on the inside. Okay? And the liner is loose as opposed to being fused to the inside. And that has actually caused irritation on the top of my big left toe because it's got a fold in it. Now, eventually that's going to go away, both because my toe will get a little tougher and because I will soften that material up because through everyday wear. But that's a design flaw. And I never thought I'd look at that when I purchased my boots because I've never encountered it before. Now I have. In the future, I will make sure that the liner is fused to the inside of the boot like it's supposed to be, because the right boot, which is not in this room at the moment, does not have that problem. So it's just in the left boot. So it's a manufacturing flaw. And by the time I figured this out, I'd owned the boot longer than the warranty for returning them was allowed, and I'm not going to go through Chippewa and all that hassle. I need the boots for work because the other ones were just getting kind of old. But the biggest issue I've got with these boots is the sole. Now, this is nice, clean, looks good. You can start to see the wear pattern on the inside is starting to wear here more than here. So apparently I strike my foot here on the ground more than here. I have no idea what that means. I don't know if that's the way if that's my gait, or it's just the way the sole was made, and everybody would have the same problem. I don't know if everyone else would have them more even. I've got no idea. Maybe some people are going to wear this side first, but I'm wearing this one first. And I say it's a problem because these do not work well at work. We have an enameled floor at work. It's powder blue, and the floor of the entire building that I work in has an enamel coating on it. And they do that for lighting, they do it for cleanliness, they do it for the looks, lots of different reasons they do it. But the fact is, there's a powder blue enamel coating on the floor everywhere. And when I first got these at work, these things had no goddamn traction on the ground. It was like wearing ice skates at work. Now, I'm not an overly dexterous, agile dude to begin with. I was not graced with that in my particular gene makeup. After I acquired neuropathy and I can't really feel my feet, my balance got even worse because I got no feedback from my feet. Like most people do get feedback from their feet because they can feel the ground, and I cannot. It's why I have $350 orthotics in here in boots that cost less. These were $270, I think, when I bought them. I get some reimbursement from work, so I didn't pay for that all myself. But this is not good. Really not good. For the first couple of weeks, it was dangerous. Now that I'm wearing them everywhere, because these are not wearing at work. The enamel flooring at work is I just not have enough abrasion to really wear these, but I wear them everywhere outside of work. So walking around in cement and tar and stuff, I'm beginning to wear them in. And as I do so, they're getting a bit more and more traction on the ground. And I'm not going to sand that off because I don't know what the natural wear pattern on my foot is going to be. So I just need to let it wear in. But I regularly push 350-pound wagons of inserts around. And for the first couple of weeks, I would go to push the wagon, and I would go backwards. The wagon would not move. That's a problem. And again, it's getting better now that they're wearing in. So I don't know if the formula between this Vibram that's coming out in 2020 when I bought these and the Vibram from formula for the old soles that were 5 years older, so 2016, 2015, something like that, is different. Because I have never encountered this problem with a pair of Vibram soles before. All the ones I had prior to that, all on the same enamel floor, never gave me any kind of hassles like these have. They look the same, got the same logo, but apparently the chemical formula of the rubber is different. Now, you can't tell the difference, and take my word for it, I work in manufacturing. You can have 100 different rubbers that all look black, okay? And they will have nothing in common with themselves, with each other chemically. So, yeah, there can be a big difference between rubbers that are all the same color. I'm not happy with these soles at all. Now, they'll wear in. Again, I've got the rest of the winter to wear them every day. In the summertime, obviously, I don't wear these when I'm not at work, but I wear them at work. So I will hopefully have these completely worn in before it gets to the warm weather, and I wouldn't be wearing them normally on the weekends, things like that. Not that I really have weekends lately. I've been working lots and lots of 6-day weeks because the company apparently desperately needs me around because they just love me so much and they make me work overtime even though I don't want to. Yay. So yeah, I don't know how the Vibram sole formula changed, but it did because these soles do not work on the floors at my company. So the design itself, I do take, why am I getting a wear here than I've ever had the problem before? Why did they take the damn loop off? Because it was incredibly useful. And why are the Vibram soles chemically apparently different than the old ones? But they're starting to wear in. It's getting better. So hopefully in the next few months before winter's over, I will have this literally worn in. So yeah, not happy with my new boots in some ways. Other ways I am happy. They look good. They're going to be a better protection. The orthotic soles are better because I was actually having a problem with some of the old ones. I actually went on a walk with my wife and gave myself a blister because I was trying to keep up with her, and I guess apparently the orthotics were not giving me the support they could have in the past because the orthotics were the same age as the boots, and you need to get new orthotics as just like you need to get new shoes and new boots over time. But yeah, so not thrilled with the changes that Chippewa has made with the boots. I'm not sure why they made them, but they did. I have suffered for it, and that's not just a figure of speech.